Welcome to Art History Survey 1. My name is Patrick Keogh. I go by Mr. K, and I'll be your guide on this journey through art, starting with prehistoric, going all the way to early Renaissance. And of course, we're going to also talk about terms, vocabulary, iconography, key things you need to know to analyze and interpret and understand art through the ages. What I'd like to do in this short orientation is give you a glimpse of how the course works, my expectations, and show you how to navigate the course Moodle interface. So essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you. I'm going to take you through the various dynamics of the course on the Moodle page. Please keep in mind a couple of things before I get started. Number one, this is not a difficult course, but you do have to stay on top of the due dates and stay on top of the reading, the discussions, and the quizzes. If you've never taken an online course before, one thing you're going to realize, and that is you can't let yourself get behind in an online course because we just keep moving forward with the material. So please make every effort not to get behind. I want you to succeed, and I will do everything in my power to help you succeed. But we have to communicate effectively. So if you're getting behind or you have some questions, feel free to send me an email or we could Skype. But you need to touch base with me immediately so we can get you back on track with the class, okay? I love art. I have a passion for art, and I do everything in my power to share that enthusiasm, share that passion through the online interface web course. So with that said, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch over so you can see the screen, the Moodle interface page in this video. So just bear with me for one moment while I switch over. Okay, now you should be seeing Art Survey, your Art Survey Moodle course. The first thing you want to remember about any Moodle course, and that is the very top module. The very top module is your course information module. We're going to be using Art Through the Ages, and I have broken down every chapter and correlated those chapters to the modules. A little bit of housekeeping. You can't move forward with the course unless you've taken the enrollment verification quiz. So I would suggest getting very familiar with the syllabus first, and then immediately take that quiz and be done with it, because you're not going to be allowed to do anything else until you've taken the quiz. I cannot count you in the class unless you've taken that very short enrollment verification quiz. That's what I gauge my first attendance by. So you need to take that. Another little bit of housekeeping. Please use the college email. I don't care if you've got 9 email accounts, but you need to check. I will only communicate to you through your college email account. If you're not checking it, you're not going to be getting my updates, and I send them out about at least once a week. I'm setting out an update and an announcement. So please check your course email address. Okay, so the top module essentially is your course information. It's information you'll have throughout the semester, always have access to it. My announcements, which every time I post an announcement, it also goes out as an email. You've got a Moodle user guide, art history syllabus. You've got the downloadable syllabus where you can download it and print it out. The art history survival guide, where I talk about my grading policy. Really check that out thoroughly. Let's take a quick look at that. The art history survival guide. So in my survival guide, I have steps for success. plagiarism policy, grading policy, an overview of the class, what I expect in a homework discussion board response. And I also, so you're seeing here on the left, I also have my grading rubric, okay? Become very familiar with all these important documents, because the more familiar you are with these documents, the better chance of success in the class. Um, I'm really looking for you to step up and do some serious research and some serious writing as far as the discussion board posts. The discussion board is the classroom, and that's where most of the learning will be occurring. So I want you to be engaged in the discussions. I will also be engaged with you. I post throughout the week. Normally I don't post on Sundays because I'm preparing for the following week, but you have a whole week, and I don't want you waiting until the very last minute to post your responses to the discussion board topics, please. I'm looking for about 400 words in your main post, and then 2 more posts you have to reply to other students as well. So make sure you become very familiar with these documents, the grading policy, the course overview, and the discussion board grading rubric. Okay, let's see what else we've got here. All right, so with that said, just to reiterate, the very top module is the module that has all of the course information. How to add pictures to the discussion board. You're going to have to be doing that because we're talking about art. How to access closed captioning on the videos if you were to need that. So that's information that you need for the class. Now let's move down. Each block is referred to as a module. All right. As we finish the modules, I turn them off, so you no longer have access to them. I normally keep the modules up 2 days past the due date. Once I normally do my grading, if everything's going to be due on a Sunday night at midnight, because we go week to week. We go Monday to Sunday, except that first week. So I normally do my grading Mondays and Tuesdays. When the grading is done, I turn off the module and you don't have access to it. So that's very important not to get behind, because if you miss a discussion, you get a 0 and there's no going back. Each module is set up in 2 sections. You have your announcements section at the top. I'm sorry, not your announcements, your assignments, and your learning resources. So very key point. Normally there's a discussion and a quiz. Underneath the assignments, you've got the learning resources. What is that? Those are the things you need to accomplish the goals and objectives of the discussion and the quiz. So I have a glossary, I have a lecture. The lecture is normally a very condensed version of the text chapter, of the key points from the text. So you will use the learning resources as a resource to help you accomplish the goals and objectives of the quiz and of the discussion. So the first short week, you have a quiz, and you're going to introduce yourself to the class. Okay, that's very important. And of course, you have to take the enrollment verification quiz first. So let's go down to the meat and potatoes. So we're really going to kick it into high gear on August 18th. And again, we start every module on a Monday morning and end it on a Sunday night. I give you the page numbers. I give you the chapter, and the discussion, birth of art discussion, quiz, And then I have a PowerPoint presentation for you, a lecture, and I always have videos. So really spend some time looking at those resources before you dive into the discussion. So let's look at it, what a discussion might look like. So the first discussion, we're going to talk about cave paintings. And we're going to talk about the significance of why animals were depicted more than human beings. And we're going to talk about the Venus of Willendorf, this little Venus symbols, the fertility symbols. So you'll read the discussion board topic, then you'll begin to research it. You will read the pages in the text. You will watch the videos, watch the PowerPoint. Then you will go in and add a new discussion topic. You will click that little tab that says add a new discussion topic, and you will key in your response, your thorough response to the topic. In addition to incorporating images, I want you to get images off Google Images and incorporate an image like I have done here with the cave painting. Plagiarism, totally unacceptable. If I catch it every time. So if you plagiarize, you'll be called on it and you will get a 0. And if you do it twice, I will have to turn you into the student services and put that on your record, and you may be kicked out of the class or fail the class. And I hate to say that, but I have a lot of problems with students not understanding what plagiarism is, and I have a document in the course information explaining exactly how to kind of keep away from plagiarizing and what plagiarism is. Okay, so that's essentially how we're going to move forward in the class. We will go week to week, and I'll just take you through. So 18th to the 24th, the birth of art, prehistory, and the first civilizations. The next week, module 3, we're going to talk about the art of the Near East, which is pre-Egyptian art. Then we're going to talk about Egyptian art. And as you can see, every module is laid out very similar, almost identical. You have discussion, you have a quiz, you have a PowerPoint, a lecture, a glossary, and videos. Everything you need to accomplish and engage in a serious dialogue in the discussion forum. Also, the quiz, piece of cake. I give you 3 attempts. You get 3 tries at it. I mean, it's almost impossible not to get 100 on the quiz. I don't care about the grades as much as I care about you learning. So if you're researching those questions, you're going to learn from going back. If you make 2 mistakes and get 2 wrong, go back and find the answers. And once you find the answers, you've learned the material. All right, so as you can see, very similar. Greek, Etruscan, and you can see everything's laid out very similar. Roman, early Christian, discussion, quiz, PowerPoint, lecture, glossary, videos. And then at the midpoint of the semester, you have a research paper. You have to write a research paper, and I give you all the resources you need to write a viable contrast and comparison research paper and an example of an A-grade paper. So we will march from the prehistoric period all the way through Byzantine, medieval, Romanesque, Gothic cathedrals, early Renaissance, and then we're going to do a little module on Islamic art, and then the final exam. And you have an extra credit opportunity. If you go to a museum and write an essay about your experience, you can pick up 25 extra points total for your grade, which is very helpful and many students enjoy that experience, especially now that once you've had learned the visual vocabulary and understand how to analyze art more fully. Okay. I really want you to succeed in this class. And if you look on the right side at the top, all the information about your instructor, Mr. K, is right there on the right. I am a retired instructor. I've been teaching for the community colleges since 1980. I've been teaching for Wayne for over 10 years, and I've been teaching art history and art appreciation for about 25 years, and I have an MFA from East Carolina University, and now I work for community colleges around the state. So if you have any questions at all, please feel free to contact me immediately so we can work through any issues that you might have that are keeping you from succeeding in my class. As I said, it's not a difficult class, but you have to stay on top of the material. The beauty of online is, and the beauty of teaching online, I can work from home. This is my office at home. I can work from home, but I have to be disciplined to be in my class at least every day for an hour or so to check on the students, to check if there's any questions, to respond to some discussion boards. You have to be disciplined, you have to be engaged, and stay on top of the reading, the quizzes, and the discussions. So with that said, I'm looking forward to taking you on this journey through Art Through the Ages. We're going to start with art terminology, the dynamics of visual analysis, and then we're going to go all the way through to early Renaissance. If you have any questions, please contact me. If not, I will see you on the Moodle platform in the first discussion when you're making your introductions. Okay? Great to have you all on board. Looking forward to this semester.